Hello and welcome to Community Matters. I'm your host, Gabriel Riviere-Reed. Seedy Saturday is an event that has heralded the coming of spring in Cornwall and area for many years now. Like many events, due to COVID-19, it is on hiatus, but the spirit lives on. I'm joined now by Kat Rendeck from Transition Cornwall Plus.
Hello, thanks for having me.
All right, so let's talk about how Seedy Saturday has adapted. Obviously, the event is on hiatus, but you guys are still going strong, educating the public on seeds and gardening.
Yeah, exactly. So this, we typically have this event at Benson Center, well attended, lots of local vendors, activities, workshops. It was a space for learning about gardening and buying your seeds and planning for spring and summer. So all of that, through a bit of consideration, we've realized much of that can be moved into an online digital space. So we've shifted Seedy temporarily online, and we're going to be hosting a number of online resources and videos, and Ask a Gardener is all going to just be online and there for people who are at home wanting to start a garden. And then as things change, we may still have an in-person event later in April, but this is going to help tie people over, at least through the spring season. So we're pretty excited about it, actually.
All right, so we know you've been working very hard in terms of organizing all this with very little notice that the event was going to be put on hiatus. So talk to me about what you have planned so far in a little bit more detail.
So with the timeline, we're having to keep it really low key, so it's not a super sophisticated online space, but we will have our social media streams, we'll have things on our website for people to access. So on Saturday, March 21st, which was the scheduled day for Seedy Saturday, we're going to have expert gardeners on social media online, streaming live, answering people's questions, offering workshops on how to start your seeds at home, plan for your garden, and then we will have some vendors promoting themselves and their online stores. So most of our local vendors have online stores already, so we're just going to drive people there, encourage them to still buy local, still buy heirloom, open pollinated, regionally adapted seeds, which has always been part of the event. And then they're also going to have access to those vendors if they have questions about a certain tomato or zucchini. Those vendors are going to be on call here answering questions for people. So it's going to be pretty interactive. We're really excited. And then we know that a lot of people do attend the event overall for the children's activities and for the workshops, so that extra learning. So we're going to have little videos and activity toolkits for people to do at home with their families or just themselves, and encourage that gardening, especially as people are staying home more.
And this is an excellent opportunity to make the best of an awkward situation in terms of gardening and having activities to do with the kids. Talk to me about the importance of that.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, getting even just the family in general, learning about gardening, this is a great time to think about your family's resiliency and the skills that you have at your disposal. And so food, growing your own food, it's there. It's also a really great reminder that spring is around the corner, that everything is cyclic, that nature has its own path. And so there's a lot that you can learn as a family about that, especially as we're all sort of feeling very uncomfortable and unstable in our lives. And so gardens naturally have that teachable moment. So we're hoping that more and more people pick that up. It also allows you to be outside in the sun, which is always going to be great for your immune system. And so we're hoping that people just take a little bit more initiative and try something new if they've never done it before. We also recognize that people are going to be limited for going to stores to buy stuff. And so while we have things like this that are more for starting seeds, we're also going to be showing people how to use things that they already have at home. So as an example, this little seed starting kit, you can easily replicate it with egg cartons and clamshell containers that you probably already have in and around the home. So we're going to show people and it kind of becomes a crafting activity with families as well. So how they can repurpose things around the home, reduce maybe their waste overall, and feel that they can grow a garden as a household.
Excellent. And of course, you mentioned the vendors that have always been a huge part of Seedy Saturday.
Yes.
You've mentioned their online presence. Again, in this time of social isolation and social distancing, there's really an opportunity to support these vendors through that online portal.
Definitely. So groups like ours have always supported local businesses. And so we are a bit more concerned for what effects this might have on some of our smaller businesses and growers. We want to create as many opportunities for people to buy from them as possible and to connect those and create those relationships, connect with them even when they're not seeing them face to face. We know that Seedy Saturdays are really popular because people get to interact with those growers and ask those specific questions. So we're going to try to make as much of that happen in an online space as possible. We have a lot of different vendors on board and supporting this and excited to participate. Seedy's across the the province have been canceled. And so this is an opportunity for them to connect with different vendors. And we're hoping that taking this online is copied by other communities, and it just creates a much larger community of seedy and gardening activity that people can engage with province-wide, not just here in Cornwall.
Excellent. So what would your final message be, or the one thing that you'd want to imprint on people about all of this right now?
There's a lot of uncertainty with, I think, everything that's going on, and personally we feel that, but also with all of our partners. And so this is something that gardening in general, for so many people involved, can create a bit more certainty and a bit more hope, I think, for what's to come.
Excellent. So finally, how can people access all of these online activities and find out more?
So we're quickly populating that, but they're going to want to go to transitioncornwall.com/Seedy Saturday. There's also online hashtags, so hashtag Cornwall Seedy Saturday. So they're going to find all the social content on there. If they want to participate and upload their own videos or pictures, please use the hashtag. We'll find it. We'll reshare it. We're really excited to see what everyone else is doing at home. And there'll be more and more coming online. So.
Excellent. Well, Kat, thank you so much for joining me, and thank you so much for all your hard work planting seeds of hope in our community.
Oh, thank you. Thanks for having us.